Hello and welcome to another episode of Tech Wingman Shorts, the podcast where we break down complex tech topics into easy to understand concepts for business owners, IT managers and professionals. I am Vince, your host and tech advisor. Today we're talking about technical debt, what it is, how it builds up and why it quietly slows down almost every organisation out there. Let's get into it. Technical debt is one of those phrases that sounds a bit abstract until you realise you probably deal with it every single day. Think of it like this. Every time your business chooses the quick fix instead of the proper fix, or keeps an old system running because replacing it would take too long, you're taking on a bit of debt. Just like financial debt, it feels fine at first, but the interest starts catching up with you. That interest shows up as slower changes, higher maintenance costs, and the constant fear that touching the wrong thing might break everything. Some technical debt is intentional. Sometimes you really do need to move fast. Maybe you're launching a new service, or you need something running urgently. Speed wins, and you accept that you'll tidy things up later. But a lot of technical debt is unintentional. It comes from rushed work, old habits, incomplete documentation, or legacy systems that everyone is a bit scared to touch. It also builds up when the people who originally built something leave, taking their knowledge with them, and suddenly you're left with a system nobody fully understands. Technical debt comes in different shapes. There's code debt, where the software itself is messy or outdated. There's design debt, where the overall structure or architecture isn't quite right. There's documentation debt, where nobody has written down how things work. And there's test debt, where there aren't enough automated tests to make changes safely. You don't need to remember those labels, but what matters is this. Every missing piece adds friction, and that friction slows your business down. The tricky thing is that technical debt doesn't usually shout for attention. It creeps. Suddenly, a simple change takes 3 days instead of 1. A system update needs extra downtime. A new integration that should be straightforward becomes a project in its own right, and over time, the cost of ignoring technical debt becomes far higher than the cost of fixing it. The first step in dealing with technical debt is simply knowing what you have. That means documenting your systems properly, understanding what they do, who uses them, and how everything connects. It's not glamorous, but it is the moment where unknowns become knowns, and once you know what's there, you can plan what to tackle and in what order, and you don't need to fix everything at once. Technical debt is something you chip away at. You prioritise the systems that are risky, unsupported, insecure, or slowing the business down the most. A good technology partner can help you map all this out, assess the risks and guide you through replacing or modernising systems in a safe, controlled way. Every organisation has technical debt. The difference between a healthy environment and an unhealthy one is simply whether you're managing it or ignoring it and hoping it doesn't cause trouble. The sooner you start getting on top of it, the easier it becomes to keep your systems fast, secure and ready for whatever the business needs next.
Claire's blatant plug.
Claire here, and I've got a question for you. How much time does your team waste on repetitive tasks, clunky processes, or chasing information? If the answer is too much, or worse still, I'm not sure, then you need to hear about Wingman Evolve. Evolve is a fixed-length engagement where we dive into how your business actually works. We map your workflows, spot the bottlenecks, and then show you how to streamline them using automation, AI, and the right technology. The goal is simple: less friction, fewer manual steps, and more time for the work that really matters. And if you're not sure where to get started with AI, this is the perfect place to begin. We'll help you identify where AI can make a real difference without the hype or guesswork. If you're ready to evolve the way you work, email us at hello@pinpoint-networks.net to find out more.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Tech Wingman Shorts. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends and colleagues. Until next time, take care.